Alright, do another video here about focus. This is a little meme I picked up, thought it was kind of funny. This is what I feel like most of the time, trying to educate my fellow flat earthers on this out of focus problem that everybody seems to be having. I know for some people it's just a mistake, but there's some people who I think know that this stuff is, a lot of this stuff is out of focus, and they keep pushing it. I don't know why, but I've getting in these conversations with people. You see the memes like this. This is absolutely ridiculous, and it makes us look ignorant. You cannot. Is a P1000 better than a 400-year-old telescope? Of course it is, but it does not compare to a modern telescope. A P1000 is not a telescope. Now, I've seen people who've got whole pages with nothing but out of focus crap all over it, and they think the P1000 is better than a telescope. Well, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna kind of try to, this is all out of focus. I don't even see how anybody can make this meme with this and then all this junk and think it's the same. But I'm going to try to show you what the difference is between a camera and a telescope, for the people that don't know. I've been called a shill, and I was on Facebook the other day where I got this meme, and I'm telling the guy that that's wrong, that's not correct, and immediately oh, you're a glober, blah blah blah. I was like, do you even own a P900 or a P1000? Have you ever looked through a telescope? And I just asked him, and he was like, oh, what are you talking about, Hubble? Go back to NASA, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I'm not talking about Hubble or NASA. I'm talking about a telescope that anyone can go buy in the store. And that's what, if you want to look at the stars, buy a telescope. Do not get a P900 or a P1000. A P1000 is capable, but they're not designed for nighttime use. They're just not. They have the tiniest sensors of any camera on the market. It's got a 1/2.3 inch sensor. Now I didn't even know what that meant, but you look at sensor sizes here, and that's it right there. In comparison to, say, your standard is a 1-inch sensor in a lot of cameras, but this same size sensor is in most cell phone cameras. It is tiny. Here's another chart. The second one, which is this one here, this lighter blue, that is your 1-inch is way out here, which is your standard size sensor, and that is very important as far as light collection and all that stuff. Look into this stuff. Learn about photography. If you want to film stars and stuff, you need to learn this stuff. I have a Nexstar 4SE. This is one of the telescopes I have, and as you can see, the highest useful magnification is 241 times, and that's all optical. That's not digital. Now I can take my phone. A P1000 is 125 times optical, and it'll go 4 more times digital. But this is 241 times optical, and if you put your cell phone camera over the eyepiece, that I've got a holder that holds my cell phone, I can clamp it to the eyepiece of my telescope, and I can get 241 times 4. It's not super clear, just like the P1000. It's when you go into digital zoom, you lose quality, but this is way, way, way better than any P1000. And this is a small telescope. This is only a 4-inch telescope. Now you bump it on up to the I go up to an 8. And look at the specs on an 8. Now a lot of people think that a telescope, because this is a computerized mount, it'll just point the telescope for you. There's no electronics inside a telescope whatsoever. That's another misconception that a lot of people have, that telescopes create images to trick you. They don't. It's just like looking through a pair of binoculars or a gun scope. It's just, it's better. but all the mount does is point it for you. Okay, now the 8-inch, good lord. Okay, your highest useful magnification on this one is 480 times. Now you can go to Walmart. I was thinking about buying one of these today, just to see, but for $42.99, this is a 600 power. It's got 600 times zoom telescope. No, I'm sorry, 450. No, I was wrong. 450. This is probably not as clear as some of your more expensive ones, but I would be willing to bet this is a lot better than a P900 or a P1000. And if you think, like the telescopes with the electronic mounts can create images, this does not have that. This is just a plain telescope. Doesn't have electronic mount. It doesn't point at anything for you. It's just it's lenses. Now there's just some lenses and a magnifying eyepiece. That's all it is. It's just like looking through a gun scope, like I said, or if you had two of these, it'd be like binoculars. Okay, I'm going to and then you see these memes. This is ridiculous. We have to do better than this. I mean, you're not going to. When I first got into flat Earth, I saw this. This is one of the first things I saw, and it didn't take me much time to figure out it was wrong. But you go talk to somebody that owns a telescope or knows anything about astronomy with this garbage here, they're going to laugh at you. They're not going to listen to another thing you have to say. And I think shills push this kind of garbage to turn people away from flat Earth, because stars do not look like this at all. They just don't. Go and forget about NASA. I'm not saying go look at anything NASA puts out. Of course they fake everything, and it's all CGI. But go to amateur astronomers' YouTube pages. I mean, they're not faking anything. People have very, very expensive equipment, and they know how to use it. And you are not going to talk to one of those people with your crappy pictures like this and convince them of anything. They're just going to laugh at you. Okay, I filmed this just the other day. I think it was on the 29th of December. I was out in the country, and there was this cell tower off in the distance, and I just pointed my P1000 at it and auto mode and started filming. And as you can see, it can't focus on those lights. There's a little ways away, but I'm going to you can see that the camera just can't focus on it. And I did and then when it started getting dark, these lights turned red. I'll show you that right here. On the 29th. See, they actually turned red right there. I guess it was. But you dial your focus in manually, and you can kind of get it, you still can't see it very good, but a cell tower light. Well, what a light bulb looks like. But I'm going to slow these down. I'll show you that in just a second. I've done so many of these things. But it seems like the more I try to tell people about this, the more of it I see. I don't know what's going on with this, but people think that if they point their camera at a star and see that, what do you think? I mean, come on, that's the camera doing all that, and we've got to do better than this. But And there are different levels of out of focus, of course. Now sometimes you see this outline is kind of a little bit hexagonal. That's the outline of the aperture. The light's being scattered out too wide inside the camera. And then you see the circles inside, which are the multiple lenses, the outlines of the lenses inside the camera. Okay, and I'll show this again. This is a cell tower right outside my house, which is a lot closer, but you see the light in focus. I did this with the P900 a long time ago. And then out of focus, you get the water effect. It's 100% caused by the camera. I know a lot of people get all caught up in they think the stars are in water above the firmament. Well, this is not proof of that. Actually, I mean, I'm not saying there's not water up there. I don't know. There may be, there may not be. But this out of focus stuff does not prove that at all. Now I know sometimes when you zoom in on a star, it changes colors, and that is accentuated when it's out of focus. You're spreading the light out wider, and I'm not saying you can't learn something from that, but we can't keep posting this stuff and saying this is what stars really look like. Well, here's another one, Saturn. Okay, that's definitely CGI, but that is poor, terrible photography. I mean, that's overexposed for one thing, and it's in bad focus. I mean, I've got videos of Saturn on my channel. If you want to look, I could do way better than that with the P1000, and with a telescope, it's even better than the P1000. But I'm not great at filming through the telescope. I mean, you look through it with your eyes, and it's a whole different world than trying to take a picture through it. It's kind of hard to take a picture through it. I don't have the greatest camera. I've got an older camera to hook my telescope. I've used it in the daytime some. I've done a little bit of night shooting with it, but I need a better camera for my telescope. I could actually do better with my cell phone. My old cell phone broke. My new cell phone's got 3 cameras on the back of it. I hadn't tried it with the telescope yet. I gotta figure out which camera to put over the eyepiece. But I'm going to slow these videos down. These lights I took the other day. And I will show you real quick how I'm going to do that. And then, okay, this is Wondershare Filmora. This is the program I use for editing. Now I drag the I put the video in my timeline, and then you can set the speed right here. I slowed it way down to 0.010, and then you get it nice and slow. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish editing this, and then post my edit. I might even zoom in on it a little bit, maybe even slow it down some more, but I'm just showing you how I'm doing it, and it'll be clearer when I finish it. But I will paste that in right behind this. I'll do, I have to cut out the pauses between the flashes. I said I slowed it way down. But I'll do this with this light and the red one, and I'll show you how it looks like some of this other garbage that people are showing. Like this. Now, that is also out of focus. I need to slow this one down, but I don't know what kind of camera this was done with. I cannot get my P900 or P1000 to do this. I think this was done with a different type of camera. But it was definitely zoomed in on. But if you pause it at just the right spot, you can start to see the outlines of the circles or the lenses. I don't know how this was manipulated, or what I said, what kind of camera, but you can see You can start to see the outlines of the lenses in some spots of it. I'm not going to mess with this video too much. It's not mine, but it's definitely out of focus. This is just more. People just don't know about astrophotography, and it's okay, but we just have to do better than this. And I keep saying that, but I really care, about flat Earth, and I care about the truth, and this is not the truth. Okay, that's just plain and simple. Trying to pause it. Now you can see the. Anyway, like I said, I don't know where this video came from. I just saw it on Facebook and downloaded it. But it's definitely been manipulated. Somebody did this with software. I said I cannot even get my camera to do it, but I'm going to attempt to get something close to that with these cell tower lights with this video here, and I will put it right here next. Alright, that's about all I got for this one. Please stop sharing memes like this. This is getting out of hand. It's kind of ridiculous. And that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching.